SpellForce Conquest of Io. This is a game, as I understand it, similar to Age of Wonders or Heroes of Might and Magic, which were games I loved. And this game was suggested to me by... it's a piece of bread. By a bunch of viewers who thought that I would like this. And I got it on sale during the Steam sale today, so why not? We just finished the games that we were doing. Last night we finished the Dyson Sphere Early Access. We also finished the Return to the Obra Dinn. So here we are starting this for the very first time. So I don't know what I'm doing. Start campaign. Choose an archetype. Be an alchemist, a master of bottled elements. Brew potions and concoctions to support soldiers in combat. Summon magical creatures and control nature itself. You prefer lots of options in combat to overcome the odds with clever use of resources. Alchemy, nature, and enchantment. Potion seller. Be a necromancer, an artist of life and death. Harvest souls from bodies of the fallen to create your horde and flood the lands with your servants. Playstyle. You prefer big armies, but will happily sacrifice individual units. Primary school death, secondary school death, crafting necromancy. Be an artificer, creator of magical items. Craft glyphs and artifacts to provide your troops with a multitude of different upgrades and wrest secrets from the earth itself. Playstyle, you prefer quality over quantity and like to buff up individual units. Crafting artificer, primary school earthmaster, secondary school guardian. Custom mage, choose yourself. All right. Mildly surprised he read past the pet class. Well, honestly, Alchemist says it summons magical creatures, and Necromancer says it creates a horde of weak stuff. So I see two pet classes right here. However, for our first playthrough, we absolutely have to try the Bone Zone. Choose your starting location. This is really loud. This peaceful valley is the breadbasket of the Highmark. Bugs have recently infested fields and granaries. Challenge pleasant. Medium, tough, brutal. I mean, I don't want to play it on easy. I'm a gamer. Let's at least do the second one. Religious fanatics and beasts, diverse flora, central wilderness. Forests and lakes fill this region, once populated by elves. Dangerous beasts roam the forest, rich in wildlife, and the fanatics of new purity extend their grasp here. At least play on tough? What was tough? Deep in the northern Windwall Mountains, the dwarves here are busy mining precious metals. Recent events have seen an uprising in Granite Dwarf faction. Enemies are dwarves, mountain beasts, and monsters. Rich in ore, remote mountain region. Fine. Select antagonists. Random. Choose your difficulty. For players who want to familiarize themselves with the game, recommended for first playthrough. Weak stacks, world aggressiveness, determines how many neutral stacks roam the world and how often your tower gets attacked. World progression, you have time to explore. Antagonist, aggressiveness, occasional attacks on tower. Balance stacks, balance for doing, let's at least do balanced. Alright. Zarok and Nor are renegade guardians. They're renegades! Revered by the dark races. When a message from your master told you he had discovered a way to channel the Allfire and urged you to come to his tower, you quickly gathered your entourage and set out. The letter contained little more than his note and a small flute, exquisitely carved and bearing your master's sigil. He seemed to fear running afoul of the Circle of Mages, the most powerful covenant of magic users on Io. His tower, now before you, bears signs of a terrible battle having raged there. Windrider says, it's 4 a.m. and I'm partially drunk. Recently came back from a club. Would like to thank you, Muck, for endless entertainment here on YouTube, through which I found you around the time that EOD was coming out. Past few months was hectic with college and IRL stuff, but I should be back to frequent bothering you with random question. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope your wishes come true. Thank you, Windrider. You have a good night, buddy. Go to the tower. Welcome to SpellForce Conquest of Io Great Mage. You can disable tutorials in the options menu, and you can also revisit them in the tutorials section of the menu. Pan the camera with WASD buttons, zoom using the mouse wheel. The camera can also be moved by holding down the left mouse button and moving the mouse. Select any unit or location by clicking left click on it. Just deselect something and just left click somewhere else. This is a stack. Stacks can contain several units, but are limited to only one apprentice or hero. Use stacks to explore the world, battle enemy stacks, and resolve adventures. Left-click on a unit's portrait in the stack panel below will display its abilities. Select a stack and move the cursor over the hex you want to move to. A path is shown displaying which route the stack will take and how far it will move in your turn. Each unit has a limited number of movement points each turn, and some hexes require more points to move through. Right-click to move the selected stack to a target location. Mana stash. What is this? Unit details. This is the unit screen, provides detailed info on select units. On the right are the unit's active and passive abilities. On the left are its display, its current level, and experience bar. Once a unit has gained enough experience, you can also level it up here. Hover over an ability to get more info out of it. Necromancer minions. Tier 2. Fantastic. Death bolts, melee attack, move, guard. Expendable. Does not affect willpower. Follower. Soul catcher. Can inflict soul caged. I can't read what soul caged is. Swimming. Fantastic. What? Is this like goblins with swords? Okay. Alrighty. Boop. You found mana. Master's Tower. The corpses and debris marking the fight inside the Great Hall of your Master's Tower fill you with grief for him. Instinctively, your hands go to the flute. Oh, Flute's here! He sent you with his letter. You trace the fine carvings with your fingers, and memories of your time here flood your mind. Suddenly, the flute seems to hum and vibrate with a small sound emanates from it. Examine flute. The sound morphs into a flute melody, and with it, shadowy images begin to appear across the hall. Figures take form, becoming more solid and taking the shape of two groups facing each other, weapons drawn. You see your old master leading one of the groups. This must be the battle for the tower. Combat tutorial. Let's do it. Teach me how to turn people into skeletons. Combat is the heart of your path to victory. It's played in alternating turns and ends when one side's been vanquished. The defending army begins. Your turn. Now it's your turn to act. Select individual units and give them orders. Once everyone's acted, you end your turn. Each unit has 3 action points available per turn. You may spend all of them to attack, execute abilities, or use up to 2 for movement during your turn. This opponent has sent demons against you. These ferocious, close combat fighters have high elemental resistance and armor, so they take less damage from your unit's elemental attacks. Try weakening their resistance with your pyromancers or engaging them with phantom warriors, which deal white damage. How do I... Phantom warriors are ethereal creatures with high physical and LE resistance, perfect for this opponent, as demons deal these types of damage. Their white damage attacks bypass the opponent's LE resistance and armor instead. The attacks are mitigated by their lower willpower. What? Okay, hold on. Wait, do I have to right click? Oh, it's right click, okay. Ow. This unit just retaliated because it was attacked in melee. Each retaliation uses up an action, so if a unit retaliates 3 times, it cannot further retaliate and won't have any actions left on its own turn. Oh, you could drain their turns? Ice Golem. This is an elemental being, very good in defense and taking the brunt of most enemies' attacks. Instead of attacking, you should guard with it so that it takes even less damage during the opponent's turn. Its Cold Snap ability can be used to damage and debuff enemies in an area around it, but it isn't very effective against demons. So guard uses up 1 action point. It does a zone of control and opposites around it. Pursuant damage. Pyromancers, Dwarven Pyromancers are masters of LE damage, and they can cast fireballs from afar. They're weak in close combat, but have several useful spells at their disposal. LE weakness makes enemies more susceptible to LE damage, while flame armor improves the defenses of one of your own units. Some units have special abilities they can use in combat. These can be magic spells, devastating AoE, or means of healing others. Abilities usually require focus as what to use, as well as a number of actions. Focus is a finite resource. If you play a warrior, that means it does run out within a given battle, so use it wisely. All right, fireball.
Hi, Mark. Happy New Year.
About animation.
We've had our New Year here around 4 hours ago, so if you need any heads up from the future, let us know.
I'm still in 2023.
All the best.
Thank you, Bozer. Welcome back. Appreciate the support. Oh, he shot 3 times. All right, that's cool. All right, so we're gonna move you here and then guard. That's everyone, right? End turn. You just ended your turn. Any unit with actions left enters guard stance. Guarding increases the unit's defense. Oh, so you don't have to hit that button. Makes it control all the hexes around it instead of just in front of it, and makes it immune to flanking. Units also replenish 3 actions at the end of their turn. What does it mean that he extends his zone of control? Does that mean they can't walk past him? Punch. Okay. Maybe I should have done the LE weakness. Alright, so those 2 are gonna go at it. And then we'll just guard on the others. End turn. Oh, I can use Q and E to rotate the camera. Awesome. I'm used to that from Stranded Alien Dawn. I wonder if there's an option to speed up the combat animations. Command speed? Set the speed at which sped up animations are played. I don't know if that actually worked. Oh yeah, it did. Let's see, LE weakness. Why did that not work? Apply Enkindle to enemy units in a 1 radius around a position in range. You resisted it. Awesome. I'm so glad we spent our turn doing that. A lot of retail. Victory! Nice. I have replayed the fight that beat up my master's tower. So now he's mad at me. You're filled with hope and a touch of confusion as your master's forces dispatch the intruders. Oh, I thought I was playing the intruders. It said the defenders go first, and the enemy went first, so I thought I was the attacker. Another robed figure enters the picture. With a leisurely wave of their hand, your master's remaining forces helplessly dissolve into ash. Silent cries of agony etched into their faces. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. The ash is scattered to the wind, and the robed figure walks toward the stairs as if nothing happened. All of a sudden, the figure turns on you, raising their hand, and the flute's illusionary image vanishes abruptly. Did the magic end? Or did the robed figure cast some kind of abjuration to prevent being spied upon? You find yourself nervously looking around for any sign that the robed figure is still here, but the tower lies empty now. Impressions of the fighting still play on your mind as you slowly walk up the dented stairway. The tower, damaged and deserted, still retains your master's presence somehow, willing you onward. Whatever happened here will not be forgotten. You are sure that there is more to discover. Your master was always adept at hiding his secrets, but you are determined to uncover them. Set up in the tower. You take stock. The entry hall's golden chandelier has been stolen and its soft carpets are gone. Your master's tower was not just attacked, but also robbed, it appears. On closer inspection, there are several tracks out of the tower. Traces of torn fabrics and dropped cutlery lead to a goblin camp not far from here. Go to the goblin camp and find the thieves. Okay. This is your tower. This is your home and your study, where trained troops will appear and your magical zone of influence called your domain emits from. Should your tower be taken over by enemies, your career as a mage is over. Oh, God. A mage's domain, indicated by the colored border, collects resources and effects from buildings, as well as influencing the combat abilities of friendly and enemy stacks within it. Most buildings deplete after a while when inside a domain. A mage's domain grows at their tower level. This is an enemy stack. Having taken a location of value, they will guard the surrounding area and fight anyone who dares come close. You have selected a tile containing a stack and a location. You can toggle between them by clicking the tile again. This is a location. It's a mine. This is a location that provides you with resources when inside your domain or affects a stack when the stack enters its hex. Some locations have boons you can collect that recharge on a weekly basis. And this is a harvestable location. Move a unit that's able to harvest, for example, workers onto it and extract valuable resources. Harvesting takes several turns, and moving your unit off the location stops the process. Harvestable location. I don't know that I have anyone that can harvest. As you approach the camp, you find a few goblins in the desperate struggle against a group of humans. By the time you arrive, many of the goblins have already been struck down, and the humans have started looting the makeshift resting place. Attack the looters! This combat preview is shown prior to the fight. You can see the enemy's stack strength compared to your own, and the predicted outcome of using auto-resolve. At the bottom of the screen, you could choose to fight, auto-resolve, or abort. While being attacked, you could choose to retreat, which will cause your units to take some damage before running away. The enemies may still come after them and attack again. This battle takes place in a mage's domain. Domains affect battles or battling units in various ways. Hover over the icon to detail these effects. +1 willpower, +1 armor, +2 to your damage. It's like our first battle with our own forces, so I will not do auto-resolve. Ah! Me going? Let's move here and then guard.
Me going?
Oh, wow.
Me going?
That's not great. I think I'm gonna have losses. Flanking. A flanking attack does increased damage and stops the opponent from retaliating against the first blow, as they have to turn towards the attacker first. To gain flanking, attack a unit from outside their zone of control indicated by yellow markers next to the unit. I wish you told me this earlier. Activating guard ability extends your zone of control, making immune to flanking.
Me going?
Wait, they get an attack of opportunity if I try to go around them? Okay, that was close. Everybody's very low health. After a battle, your surviving units gain loot and experience based on enemies they've defeated. So it looks like the goblins leveled up. The now quiet camp is littered with goblin corpses. They were carrying and using some of your master's tools, as well as a small amount of coin. Owlglyph, Seerglyph, Berserk Shrooms, Healing Spores, And Berserk Shrooms. Okay. Where are the rest of his possessions? As you turn to leave, a few goblins emerge from hiding behind one of the dirty tents. One of them, wearing a hood made of torn silken cloth, waves excitedly at you.
You! I remembers you. One of Master's pupils, yes, yes. We serves, Master. Not like these shagrach here.
He spits at the dead goblins emphatically. Bowing, he adds,
We serve you now, yes, yes. You give us shiny, we fights for you. Shows you where more Master's things is.
Show me then. The goblins point to 2 stacks of chests and sacks not far from where you stand. Did I really need them to find these? Okay. Okay. Hiring from domain. Liberating certain locations within your domain allows you to hire specific units from your tower. The Goblin Den enables you to hire Goblin Brawlers, Goblin Archers, and Goblin Shamans now. Access your hiring screen from the tab in the top left of your screen to hire new units. Once you've completed all your actions, press End Turn button in the bottom right of the screen to end your turn. Hire units from this screen. The higher units tier, the stronger it is, but the longer the process will take and the higher the upkeep cost will be after. Expand the list of available units by capturing locations on the strategic map or building their rooms. Goblin Shaman. Has healing spores. That's kind of cool. And Electro Ball. Hire. You can only do so much at once. Your crafting and hiring slots are limited. They are displayed below your resource bar at the top of the screen and tell you how many turns crafting and hiring will take. You can increase the number by having certain locations within your domain or by adding rooms to your tower. Clicking with the left or right on one of the slots to cancel the crafting or the hiring process. So that right there. Okay. Alright. Level up available. Let's see, he's got 55 max health. Level up. So I choose a thing. +6 damage on flanking, or +1 gold as additional loot after each one battle. Let's get flanking. He still has the same hit points. Maybe he already got more health, or maybe he does. So he either doesn't get health when he levels up, or he already got the health when he leveled up. Plus 100% daily regen, or +1 speed regen. Interesting. The 2 goblins didn't get the same stuff. Okay, end turn. There's books flying around my tower. You wander the old familiar rooms of the tower, lost in memories of your time here as an apprentice. The place was clearly searched through before the goblins ransacked it. Your master's crafting room has been depleted, most of the other chambers ravaged. Whoever did this left no stone unturned. Go to the library. Buried beneath a toppled bookcase in your master's gutted library, you find his old grimoire. Reverently, you open the heavy tome. Many of its beautifully illustrated pages have been torn out, but you see bits and pieces of your master's illegible script. He was always secretive about his arcane research, often writing in code. Try to decipher it. You look for the first spells he taught you, carefully flipping the large pages to one of the bookmarks attached to the spine. You can indeed make some of the basics, others you can almost decipher. This needs further study. You gaze around the room, imagining a treasure trove of arcane knowledge hidden among the scattered scrolls and torn books. A lifetime of magical study at your disposal. +10 to research. I will not leave until I've recovered my master's knowledge. Okay. Found 15 gold. What is this? Border post can hire dwarven sentries. I think the tower has it. How do I move the tower? It seemed to imply I could move the tower earlier. Movement restored. Some gold. No research selected. Grimoire. Your master's grimoire is a source of constant discovery and mystical knowledge. There are many pages in it, each belonging to a certain school of magic. Happy New Year to you as well, Telris! Are you a big fan of the ankle biter races? I think, dude, it just started me with goblins, man. You can select unknown spells or secrets to research and cast spells directly from its pages once you've mastered them. Explore the world and grow your knowledge to uncover new pages. Use the bookmarks at the bottom to navigate between pages quickly. To further my studies, experimentation will be required. The practical application of my theories will certainly reveal new knowledge. Build the Necromancer's Crypt room in your tower. Summon Enchanted Wisp. Wisps are ethereal creatures of pure magic that can meld into an all-fire source. Invest 16 research points. I have 15. Corrode. Aid. Okay. How? To research a spell or secret from your grimoire, simply select the research button below its entry. The process takes time based on your research and may require you to accomplish certain actions or spend ingredients to support your study. Okay. Oh, I thought it was going to spend this. I think it's just like this is how many I have per turn. So it's going to take 2 turns. Okay. So that's similar to Age of Wonders. This is an overview of your tower, floors, and rooms. You can invest resources to build a variety of rooms in empty spaces, or demolish existing rooms. As you progress, new room blueprints and floors will become available. This is a list of room blueprints you can currently build in your tower. Rooms require several turns to be built and increase the building cost for each subsequent room of the same type. Certain rooms can only be built once. Alright, well, Necromancy, of course. Built from the stones of a desecrated graveyard, this room allows you to craft all manner of undead. Unlocks 3 Necromancy ingredient slots, and unlocks Necromancy. Inventory. This is your tower's vault. Here you can see all the materials and items available to you. You can sell unwanted items for gold, and unwanted souls from mana. Souls? You can either drag and drop items with left click onto the market area on the left, or right click on an item to sell immediately. Okay. Alright. End turn. Necromancer's Crypt constructed. Okay. Necromancy page. Necromancy is the practice of dark arts involving communication with the dead by summoning their spirits. It can also employ the remains of recently deceased to create undead creatures of all manner. It is usually frowned upon by the public. To further my studies, experimentation will be required. The practical application of my theories will certainly reveal new knowledge. Craft 4 undead. Okay. Build a new room. 25 mana, 45 gold study. Increase research per day. Workshop, increase gold per day. I have no gold income right now. So let's start on workshop. And inventory, necromancy. Necromancy, this is your necromancy crypt. Here you can create and reanimate a variety of undead minions to flood the lands and do your bidding. Crafting works by harvesting ingredients that contain essences to reach thresholds. The essences are elemental, arcane, life, and death. A threshold is reached when you combine 3, 6, or 9 essences of the same element. What? You can either drag an item into the slot with the left mouse button, or left click it and then right click it. First, move 1 soul from your inventory into the soul slot. Next, add items to your inventory containing death essence onto the ingredient slots to negate any life essence remaining in your recipe. Once you have no life left, you will be able to craft your first recipe. Once a valid recipe is displayed, confirm the process with the craft button at the bottom of the screen. The duration tells you how many turns it will take to finish the process. Ghouls. Can I add more? Undead mage. Okay, hold on a sec. So ghouls, 70 health, consume corpse. Okay. Close. What if I add this? 62 health. Death Bolts, Guard, Nor's Curse. Just make some ghouls for now, I guess. So 2 turns. Okay. Is there a quick save button?